So the next video, this is the next video. I want to talk about my thought process throughout this day. Oh goodness, did a lot of cleaning, a lot of organizing. Oh goodness, went through some videos, got the videos uploaded, and it's all about this move. So it's similar to in conduct, or in the way that I'm focusing my time and prioritizing my time. It's similar to when you go on a trip and you get down to the 11th hour. It's the night before the trip, and all your clothes are washed, and you start packing the suitcase or packing your luggage. I don't allow myself to get stressed out at all. I just, I just take my time, and I find because I remain relaxed, there's less and less probabilities that I'm going to forget something. There's less and less probability that I'm going to just forget something. My apologies. I think I might be a little more tired than I realized. But throughout this day, I was just thinking, there's a lot of wonderful things that have prepared me for this moment, in the stress that would try to overtake me in this moment. And I was thinking about how it felt really awkward in the house, but that's more the norm. And but I was thinking too ahead about if I'm living in the vehicle for however amount of time, I'm going to have to purchasing food that needs to be refrigerated is now something I can't do. They have to be non-perishable items that do not need to be refrigerated. And so I was thinking, okay, well, I could buy some apples and some pears and then keep them in a shaded area and eat those. And I could buy some water bottles and then keep refilling the water bottles over and over again, and try and find like a nice shaded area to keep those. And there might be some hunger pains going on. I might go through some periods where I might buy some granola bars too, but I have to be cost effective with the finances as well. So when you're being cost effective with the finances, it's better to buy in bulk, like say carrots and potatoes, and then kind of stretch out your food. But being that I don't have that luxury, or I won't have that luxury, or at least I don't believe I'll have that luxury right now, I'm just thinking ahead to what I will be able to do. And my mind is just grateful. Like I'm grateful for what I will have, and I'm going to be grateful and gracious with what I'm able to do. So if it's just apples and pears and granola bars, then I'm going to I'll go through whatever pains I need to go through in order to adjust and adapt, and then as my situation improves, then I can add a little more and go on that way. But the biggest thing is the learning lesson regarding being financially responsible. I'm going to carry that forth with me. So regardless of how my stomach feels, regardless of what my taste buds are saying, I'm going to I'm going to exercise dominion or discipline, and I'm going to be very grateful for everything that I get, everything that I have. And there's a lot of wonderful learning lessons that I'm going to learn from this. And then I was also thinking too, I listened to a video that I made back in June, and I talked about how I was actually really embarrassed about going through the situation and like impoverishment. And I was thinking about this today. I'm on my way to talk with somebody about potentially leaving my vehicle in his driveway and sleeping in my vehicle, or maybe potentially renting a room. I'm just gonna have a sit down talk with him. And so thankfully I was able to get a hold of him today, and I made this choice after the other door closed last night. And but anyway, so with this young man, there's the potential that I was thinking about somebody that he knows. And I hate saying it, but I'll always be honest. Goodness, there's certain personalities that I find they're really weak in the area of keeping things confidential. There's other personalities that they don't share anything, and so they're very trustworthy. Once again, kind of like a bucket that you can pour water in, and there's no holes in it, then you can trust it's not going to leak everywhere. But there's other buckets where if you pour water in them, you have to understand that that water is going to leak out. So whatever you poured into it, it will pour out. And so that's something I understand. When I talk with him and share whatever amount of the situation I'm going to share, I have to understand this could be public knowledge. And the person that I'm thinking, like that I know that he's friends with, unfortunately, they really thrive off gossip. And gossip is such a terrible, terrible thing. And I don't agree with gossip at all. At all. However, in this situation, I'm already fully aware that if this young man does gossip and does share this information with others, it will become town news in no time, and or has the potential to become town news in no time. And I was thinking about that, and at first I had that pang beneath my sternum, and then I thought, this is I desire, I've asked so many folks to come with me to church, or I've seen so many folks that, they're going through a season or even a state of impoverishment or even being unhoused. I don't see you as any different than anybody else. And I won't judge your situation. I'll look for ways to help you as best I can. And, and in the past, I didn't feel this way, and I was wrong. And it was the Lord, it was the Holy Spirit that convicted me and pointed out that the hypocrisy in my mind, but also the pride in my heart. And I don't see anything wrong with, you could have a mansion with billions of dollars, but it's in as much that you don't love that money more than you love God. And when you love God, you walk humbly before Him, and the way you treat each person is in accordance, well, first and foremost, to their character, but it's the same. It's going to be impartial treatment. And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, oh goodness, well, this is a humbling situation, and it's difficult to be humbled, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I delight in being humbled, and it destroys pride, and pride can blind me. Oh my goodness. And so anyhow, I was just thinking, if that happens, well, I'm still me, and I'm going to walk with my head up high, not high as in arrogance, but just as I normally would, the same way that I will encourage others who are going through states or seasons of impoverishment or homelessness or being unhoused. This doesn't define you. And when you go through it, there's a way to go through it. When you focus on the Lord, where you're going to come through on the other side, just, oh my goodness, with more of a pure heart, with deeper levels of character, with a character that's tried and tested, with knowledge and understanding that has been experienced. So it's tried and tested. You're going to come through better, come out of it better than you were when you went into it. And that's the hope. Oh goodness, God is good. So anyway, I was thinking about that this afternoon, and it was only for a brief moment, and then I just came to the resolve that it hurts, but even if others do that, I understand that's where they're at. Then I can pray for them, I can love them, and it'll just inspire me to not gossip or slander anybody else anymore, in any which way, because I understand how much it hurts, and I also understand God hates it. So and also I understand I can't control anybody else, and if somebody's blind to the things that they're doing, as I was blind to the reality that I was doing these things in the past, that means they don't know. And if they don't know, why would I get upset with them? It's the gossip and the slander that I hate. So I'll just make sure that I don't dispense any of it from my being. And so that was a really humbling thought, and it's part of the reality. It can be a reality, and it can really, way back when, oh goodness, it would have really caused me to feel upset, and I'd feel indignant and about it. And now I realize, hey, it happens, and my goodness, like, who am I to ask others to come out? And if I would say, oh, don't worry about what other people think, and then for me to now worry about what other people think, then that just reveals hypocrisy in my own heart. So I'm really happy and thankful that this has been exposed, and it's just it can strengthen our character, and just become a positive, a major positive. And so I'm happy to share that with you. And I'm just around the corner from my friend's house, so I think I'll do another video. Oh no, I think I'll end these videos now, and then we can talk afterwards. But again, if you haven't noticed, I'm rather tired, and goodness, these things take a lot out of you. I find it's almost like you're in survival mode, and especially when like I shared in another video, or a prior video, about the importance of if you're helping somebody, the help shouldn't just be physical. The help has to be holistic. It needs to be psychological, emotional, and spiritual. And as I was sharing about like the conversation this morning, I used to always want to make excuses for my father when he would do things that are really immature, and or would throw temper tantrums. And now I'm starting to come to the point where he's accountable to the Lord for for his actions, and these things, they're not right, and we'll talk about this in more detail later. But the effect that they have is, oh my goodness, they're draining. And you literally feel like you've been roughed up or beat up by somebody, and this is habitual from him. He does this a lot, and it's just not right. But it's the impact of it is very damaging, and I feel it's really wise for us to note this and to talk about these things, because oh goodness, how are we supposed to grow immature and and thrive in this society if it's like we're constantly being deflated? And so it's wonderful to bring these things to the surface, then they can be talked about. And also, for each and every one of you that's part of the vulnerable population, you will know these things rather well. You're going to know with all certainty that there's certain attacks that you receive from certain personalities, and your note that they do not treat others this way. They're very selective on who they treat this way, and they oftentimes keep these things hidden beneath the surface or hidden behind closed doors. And but each and every one of you is going to be, or has been, subject to these things, and it's wise to bring them out into the open. And because even I had the my goodness, like, I would know these things are out there, but because I wasn't being picked on or because I wasn't being targeted, it's almost like I could have this air of ignorance to the reality, in the consistent reality of these things, in so much that when I was around folks and they just didn't seem right, they just seemed maybe a little off, or maybe a little like they couldn't make eye contact or this or that, I didn't automatically think in that direction. But now it's like this is a variable that is one that I'm more aware of and more cognizant of, and I think it's it can really help others, just having that information out. So anyways, I'm just around the corner. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.